Testing 1, 2.
We're live.
We are about live. Oh, that's pretty close. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's call this meeting to order at 5:40 p.m. That is our official time. And roll call. Vivian. Ksenia.
Present.
John. Here. Francisco.
Present.
Frankie.
Present.
Kalimar. Alexandra.
Here.
Not Alexandria, Alexandra.
Wait, you just call it calamar? Did he just call you calamar?
Yes.
You guys do know that I have dyslexia, right?
Yeah, clarified to calamar is a completely different sea species, you know.
I think it was a personal joke. I was like, okay.
Well, Francesco,
No.
Mars.
I said on my radio show this morning, Query Mismas. I was on the air, I said, Query Mismas, this, and I went, what is that? Madeline.
See,
See.
same thing.
Okay. All right, any deferrals, additions, or deletions for our agenda today? I have one, if everyone doesn't mind. I'd like to add a D to 7 to new business. Titled Epilepsy Run. Oh, cool. I'll talk about that when we get there. Anybody else? You want to move anything up, talk about something, throw something at me like a pie? No? Okay, all right. So we'll move on to public comments. Anyone here from the public? Nope. Okay, move on from that. Let's go to the approval of minutes. Folks, take a look at the minutes. And Alexandra has just blown the doors off everything for us.
I'm so pleased.
I just knew
Before you're done.
I knew when you came into the meeting, like the first meeting, I was like, this girl's gonna be our
I'm
next.
still waiting for the reports for the.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
I
All those in favor?
Aye.
See, I just forgot what I was doing. Motion passage. Okay, all right, so now that we're past all those things, let's get to old business and start with a special needs update. If you've noticed, I've started adding everybody's name to the list. Basically, I figured it's easier to just put a name to whoever's working on what project.
Good.
That way we know that someone will lead with it, and that way, if you ever submit anything, or you want to suggest anything, or you want to work on anything, I'm gonna always tag someone's name to it so that we know who it is. Officer Armendor, of course, right now is in charge of our special needs registry. How's that going, sir?
We have 12. So that's where we're at. We haven't had any other inquiries that I know of. First, it was kind of stagnant out, but I think really the time of the year is also like
It is.
everybody's just doing, Christmas stuff and everything's like on hold. I don't know if it's happening to me, but everything's kind of slowing down.
Yeah. Typically, in my years of working marketing here, in November through January, nobody does anything. Matter of fact,
Really?
all of our clients would
Or all
fire
year
us.
round.
No, they would fire us, they would let people go, and all they do is focus on themselves. And then it's like right around the end of January, beginning of February, everything just blows back up, everybody's trying to do stuff all over again. So they hear that we have,
That's in sales. Sales is always.
unlimited, if we're retail, we would be great.
Exactly.
The Arts for Autism thing, they kind of submit that we're completely in tune with comfort dogs for the county. And the main gentleman from headquarters, he knows someone from the Arts for Autism. So it's super easy to just say, hey, we need you guys, and they try to accommodate us as best as possible for all the events. So that's 100%. So we have that on go. The only problem they're having is that everybody wants them. Right? So unfortunately, we have to give them a good time frame to be able to get something like that.
Is it something we could build like a schedule program for that help?
If we have something very far ahead and we know the date and the time that we're gonna do it, absolutely, because it's in March, we're gonna have this and we want the dog in March, and that's like for now, it was 3-4 months of a gap, and that's exactly what they need.
Are they the same people that work with, Meraki Wellness? There's Therapist space here,
Yeah.
and they always have therapy dogs with them too. They work with some company, and there's always dogs like in their office.
No, that wouldn't be part of it.
No, I don't think it's fair.
No, that's something more like. Yeah, that's something more.
I think the one,
With the leases.
You with it.
and I know that one of the local trainers here in this area of Miami Lakes, area, I think it's Astar K9. They're the ones that are training local police officers as well. And they're also supplying a lot of those dogs for those events.
Okay, so as we work into the new year, when we come up with the plans that we want to do for the next year, as far as event wise go, we can try to put up a calendar early and then let the police department know, hey, these are the events we want to participate in and we'd like to have a comfort dog at. That would probably be a good idea.
A good example, they asked for us to see if we could bring them for the veterans 5K that we're having on Saturday morning. There's no way, they're booked, but it was asked for last week, midweek, so it's too close. It's too
Yeah.
close. There was no way. There was no way.
Can we use community dogs? That are certified, dogs that are privately owned that have passed a good canine citizenship program?
It just wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
That would be, I guess, part of the committee and, but it wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Right, we're talking about, do we, I mean, are we, and considering having the dogs come visit the families?
That's something that I spoke to them about, and they said that that's not a problem either, just I have to be able to schedule them. With that, with the moment, with the family, with, because that.
Yeah, 'cause that's something that you
That's
guys-
super, yeah,
Yeah, so you could tell us if you guys got it done, but we can't actually ask you to do that anyway, because that's for the privacy. We can't call the family and say, hey, would you like to have the dogs come over? No,
well, what I meant was like, when somebody registers and like I go see them.
Yeah.
If I go that first time, if the comfort dog comes along, right, was that we were.
well, actually, two things in there. I was thinking that you would be doing that for when you sign them up, but also, shouldn't we do like a 6-month follow-up? Every 6 months with our families? They would just following up, see how you're doing, wanted to come by and see the family again, see if there's anything you guys need to keep the program active in their mind.
I've called, send a message, listen, we're here, and if anything, just to, because of the information too, because people move. But we don't have anything specific set up. I could set something up like every 3 months, let's say, do a follow-up. That's something that can be done.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea to keep our families, let them know that, you could let them know that if they need anything, they can always reach out to the board. We have events that we do, check our town calendar. Is there anything you guys need, anything to update?
Right, the updates, yeah.
So I think that would be good.
That will be also one of our politicians to do it.
No, I don't think they can. It has to be Miami-Dade Police because it's their program. If they don't let anyone else know who's on the registry. It's not like we have a list of who's on the registry either.
Wasn't the program from one of the council members?
No, even if they was, they still can't, because the privacy that they agreed to with the police department. If it was our police department, that would be different. Like Hialeah can do that because it's Hialeah's police department with Hialeah's city owning the police department. But they're Miami-Dade County working for Miami Lake, town of Miami Lakes, so it's a completely different scenario, HIPAA-wise. Yeah, so we can't really do that. The only person who can do that would be Officer Amador. So would that be something would you be okay with doing like a follow-up with them?
I had for the hurricane that came by, I touched base with them too, in case they needed something, also.
All right.
I would suggest also when you speak with them, just to be like, oh, if you know anybody else that this program could benefit, please have them call us and contact us. It's really like word of mouth, like from parent to parent is like the best, way to market the program. And, people who are already on the program can help us, recruit more.
Now, I have a question, Vivian, that maybe you can answer. Because you might know a little bit more about this since you set the program up. Should we, or can we, and should we, if we can, do a canvassing for this program? We've done the reach with with Facebook. We've tried everything we can. We're up to 12 people, which is fantastic. But you and I both know there's thousands more people with special needs in this community. Is it maybe to a point to where we should take a date in like January or February and go out to house and knock on the doors and leave informational packets with people?
I think the hard thing with that is that we don't know exactly what houses have someone with special needs.
So yeah, you would end up knocking on every door. But this would be something that if we were gonna organize that kind of an event, it wouldn't just be us 7. It would be, we would look for volunteers and get people involved and do a canvassing type day, like we would with voting kind of thing.
Yeah.
We would all go out, we'd have pre-done papers and information about the registry, knock on the doors, they say, no, that's no.
You know what could be easier? Elevation Church, they have twice a year, they do an event, they do events with the community. And they pick a certain neighborhood, certain area of Miami Lakes, and they go house by house helping out. So.
So we could partner with them.
That would be a lot
Like
easier.
that. That would give us some of the help we need.
To say before, like the Grand Hand or like
That never
the
not happened.
community,
No.
Miami town, to have an email blast of all the residents.
Got lost in the conversation.
Because they're.
Something that they, in the monthly newsletter,
Yeah.
the registry comes out in it. So, I mean, that is one thing that the town.
The grounds are the biggest landlord in the town, so.
It's, but your points, both of you guys mentioned this a while ago, and it probably got lost between all of the different liaisons we've had, so we haven't discussed it with her before. Gabrielle, we had talked about asking the Graham Company, when they do their email blast to all their residents here in town, or their offices, whatever they do, could we ask them to include information about our special needs registry for the town, for those who are, so that we can get the word out? Is that something that because I don't know if we can we reach out to them?
Yeah, of course. Like, human resources.
The reason why that we wanted to tell, we wanted to see if one of the council members would reach out to them because we thought it'd have more clout. And just like us picking up the phone and saying, hey, can you do this for us? Could you see if there's someone, a council member, Manny said, if he wants to do it too, I don't care, anyone that wants to send, see if they can ask the Graham Company to let us share some information about the special needs registry in one of their email blasts. Or do a specific email blast for the registry.
And at the same time, the other thing we had spoken about was that their communities will allow those units that had people with special needs to put that sticker in their door. So sometimes they won't agree to put anything in the door. So that was the other thing I remember bringing up in that conversation.
Have we had any issues with that yet?
When they do.
Maybe,
it in the
Have them do
register.
that, and then also have them call me, have them do like a 3-way call with me. Involved in the call, so I can ask them the questions that they're saying, so these are some of the things we're concerned about.
They're afraid of the.
For example, for labeling.
Yeah, I still think
Or labeling the
nothing,
car,
good fashion, not.
You know, some
Because people just.
don't mind, but there's a lot they do don't want that.
Some people want more stickers. Some people don't want it at all, but okay, so it's the
Sticker
same.
doesn't say anything about
It
special.
doesn't say anything, right?
Okay.
And you don't have to put it if you don't want to. It's all, what matters is it's gonna be in the dispatch. It's gonna be in the system.
Oh, okay.
The stickers only, as a visual in case there's a call to another house. And then the officers show up at that house and they can see, oh, this is what's going on. But as long as the house is mentioned in the system, it's gonna come up right away. And we had one of the registrants, they called because the father was having a heart issue. And automatically it came out on dispatch, there's a special needs person there. When they got there, is the person okay? She was happy about it, but she said they were actually more on the special needs than the husband. But she was very happy about that because she said, look, they gave the attention to where it was really more needed because the kid was freaking out.
One piece makes a difference. I'm pretty sure she was gonna tell everyone now.
And
Oh, yeah, she
Very
said,
well.
"If it's for anything, to come and talk to people, I'll go." She
and
was
in
very open
school,
about it because of that.
Are the school being, are they being able to tell the parents about the service that is in Miami? The schools, how they talk to families about the program?
Was that ever approved?
The flyer that you were putting out?
Was that ever approved?
Oh. I think that's another thing that got lost.
That was the
Or
first,
something that Clarissa was supposed to be checking up on.
yeah, because that was the first week you came here, we were talking about we talked to her about the flyer.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find out about the artwork from Valentina, but the girl before,
Victoria.
Victoria.
I don't think it was Gabby though.
Wasn't
It
Gabby.
was Gabby?
Gabby said-
No, it was Isle.
Io has so much on her plate, I guarantee you, she doesn't remember.
Yeah.
She had, at the time that she was working with us, she had like, what, 5, 6 different boards to manage.
School to be part of.
And then Clarissa came, she was asked about it and she was gonna check up on that, because they have a connection or something.
So here's another follow-up for you, for our January meeting. Talked with Claricel, we had a set of flyers that were supposed to be approved by Miami-Dade County Public Schools. And they wanted us to present to them a flyer of our events,
Our events.
which we have some of them now.
We didn't have that, so.
So they went
we
back
were
to
waiting
submit it.
to have, like, events that we can add to the flyer. And then the other thing we had said was trying to get the special needs registry flyer approved first. And that kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So then we need to do a flyer for events. Is that what
like
you're
our original flyer was basically our card. And then to that, we were told to add the events so that that can be approved. But then we didn't have any events because, we've been meeting, but we haven't, like, we didn't have, many things now. Like, if we have other things, like, for example, we have the painting with a twist, so maybe with that, I don't know what the other things are, but maybe we can add that. I don't think that makes any sense.
It doesn't to me
Yeah,
either,
I
but
don't
that's what
think
Clarissa had said.
Why?
Maybe house needs to be thinking
I don't.
I think you could put upcoming events without dates.
You can put a calendar.
You could just
You're
put events coming up from the Special Needs Advisory Board,
Not a
Arts
calendar,
for
sorry.
Autism, Arts for Autism, dance classes, painting with a twist for Valentine's Day. And you just put all that stuff in there without a date because we don't have it on the calendar.
Correct, you can do that, and what you can do is, you put a QR code for calendar events, scan, because that's a lot easier, but for dates and times, scan the code. Because that's easier than just putting the dates.
We don't have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The code is already there. The QR code that we're using is the one that is onto the
No, it's
town
already
website
free.
to our. No, the registry one is the registry QR code, but the other one is like our page, the Special Needs Advisory Board page within the town of Miami Lakes website.
And that has all the events.
It has our
Well-
page, like our information, and
But
if
it
there are
doesn't have
events, they
events.
can go to events. Because remember, we have a page within the website. We don't have like our own website just for our board.
Yeah, I think they're confusing it because if the cross, this is what's annoying. This is what I told you, this is what annoying about having a committee board and having a group, the city and the board and the school and all this stuff. These people often talk to everybody. They're bouncing this thing back like this. And what's not getting across to them is, we're not a nonprofit that has events on a calendar with our own website. We're a board for the town of Miami Lakes who's helping to put and facilitate programs to help our community. All we want is a flyer in the schools that are in our town, not any other town, that tells people we have a special needs registry, and if the family wants it, they can grab it. So-
And also so that we can promote when we do have events, so that they can promote it in their websites and all of that.
Yeah, yes,
You know what?
already.
I think that should be a completely separate.
No, but I'm saying in the future,
I know, I
going
agree.
forward, once that is already, that's
Yeah, but
according to the information we were given. And moving forward, we have, let's say, the health fair and the special needs advisory board is
Yeah.
putting it on. Then we can put that information out there and that could be,
But
Process,
what the thing that was told to us first, which was wrong, is that once we're approved for all time. We're not.
that's what they said,
That was what we were told,
yes.
and then we were told that was wrong. So what we know now is we get approved for each one, each time it's submitted. So I say, we go back to the drawing board on this and say to them, we just want to get the special needs registry approved. Here's our special needs registry flyer. What do you need from us? All this is doing is helping the town, for any residents that live in this city, that go to those schools, to know that we have a program that helps protect their home. That's all there is. There's no events going on. We're not doing all kinds of great, we just want this in. Once we can get that flyer approved by them, approved by us, and submitted and put on their desks, then we can come back and say, all right, here's a list of calendar events, or here's our health fair.
Well, we
whatever.
already have our flyers, so it's a matter of getting it to the right person so that that can be approved through the school system, so then it can be.
So then that's what
Relayed.
needs to be relayed. We need to, and in Claricel, I don't know if she'll give you any feedback on this or pushback on this, but we want to talk, we want Miami-Dade schools to know, we want to submit this to be approved, to be on their desks for the parents in this town. And that's all we want to do right now. We will come back to them with events and come back to them with other stuff. We just want to focus on this because it's one of the most important things we have.
And are the flyers already done?
Yeah, the flyers are done. We have them.
The special needs registry one is, and the other one was also done, but then. We were told that it needed events on it.
Is the flyer a big one or a small one? Cause I remember
They're-
thinking about making a new one and.
No, that was for,
They needed it like a regular flyer, like a.
Our-
8.5 by 11.
this had to be a full sheet of paper
Yeah.
That was for the school.
for the.
Correct, cool, yeah.
I do remember that.
Is it bilingual?
Ah, no,
I do think that that's gonna be a big turn because a lot of people, maybe if they're apprehensive, when they see it's through the school. They go, okay, well, this is a program that the school was saying, you know, like it's approved, right, by the school. And then they're a little bit more open to, okay, let me see, you know, what this is. And when one child in one class is already in it, then one mom talks to another and then. You know, fire.
can you check with her and see if we could get the existing flyer that was made for the school translated into Spanish for us? Would that be okay? We'll submit both of them. Could we do it back to back?
Like,
Yeah.
we,
That would be the smartest thing.
Have them do it back to back. So once, one side is one side's the other.
And it's with information that or it includes, the fire includes information about the registry.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just for them to be able to try not to.
today I got a. This thing, I did it.
You are a resident school expert.
Well, no, I was saying that in my school, I just pass it out. I don't like people to get it. But there are 90% of them. are Spanish. That's why I say, because 90% of them are Spanish.
So get the approval. In the meantime, get like 500 printed and give them to her.
Because if not,
But
You're
that's
gonna
not
have-
your garden, that's a, they're Miami Lakes.
yeah, no, I have 10 students, 3 live in Miami.
No, I'm saying, because the registry is specific to.
Right,
Miami
but I
Lakes.
have 10 students,
Yeah,
3 of them are Miami.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the way that it's.
Because the Bob Graham is only for their kids. They have autism. Miami Lakes 9 out of 10 times is not gonna take them. It's gonna be us, West Hialeah Gardens, or Bob Graham. And like I said, out of 10 students, 3 of them are living in Miami Lakes.
I see, I had argued that way back in the day, but the problem is that
I do
the
argue.
school wouldn't let us. Because they said it has to be within the school's boundaries, so if we gave it to Hialeah Gardens. It's only for students in Miami Lakes, and then people would get confused. So the school district said that they only wanted it in our town boundaries, the schools that are in this town.
But then again, if we are approved by the school board, then we can reach out to the school itself
Yeah,
and say, okay, how many students, they don't have to tell us who they are, but how many students do you have that go to Miami Lake, or that live in Miami Lake, sorry? And then we could give them, okay, 5 flyers, 10 flyers, and then they could put them in the book bag, or they can email it if that's what they prefer.
you know what? You just gave me an idea and I have no idea why I did not think about this. When you get the flyer officially approved, can you send me a digital copy?
We do have the flyer
No, the
in
Spanish version.
English, yeah, well, we have the English one.
So we need the Spanish one, but when we get the Spanish one done, send me a digital copy.
And I'm thinking you do it in bilingual.
And they go.
Before you submit it, you don't
The
have
thing
to
is,
submit it again
if
for
they don't-
Spanish.
Something that has happened, and I don't know if you can agree with this, but they see something, they see it and they're like, oh, special needs registry, oh, okay, I wanna sign up. They don't understand exactly what it is. They think it's just like, oh yeah, my son has special needs, I'll sign him up. You know, they think maybe it's like just a general registry, not understanding that, oh no, this has to do with, you know, law enforcement, first responders, you know, like, that's what it is.
Doors.
So there's no like a kind of like eyes, this is from the Department of the Police, and like something like the most. There's a QR code and it's them to like the video or whatever to the video. So they remember we're having this.
The last time that I checked, it was for the video, yeah, it was for the video, like a paragraph and then the video. of it.
Yeah, but explain what it is, but like the flyer itself, it can have all that information inside.
I guess schools, they all have open houses, right?
Yeah.
You went to your
They all-
car?
They're, sometimes schools are particular in what they give out, because if it's not approved by the, you know, they're,
I've seen karate, the way you was advertising there,
well, if we put a table, if they
Yeah.
permit us a table, then that's different, because then we're taking our flyers. So I think that's how they're able to do it. What about like?
that would be, I think that's a good idea as well.
But what about like, like partnerships, like, you know, those, banners? And some, they paid for that.
Yeah,
So we
Yeah.
do one for the registry in their school, we're promoting the registry, and we're helping the school.
I don't, as
I-
much as I love
Those are
that
sponsorships.
programs, yeah, but as much as I love that program, I don't think it's our market for that. They're only charging $500 a year.
Hold on a minute, hold on, she's got a good idea.
Yeah, but-
She's got a good idea. Because you said that Bob Graham does have some special needs students, right?
Bob Graham has an ASD center,
So,
and
We
it's
could buy
only
it,
for
right?
Miami, their perimeter.
Just keep, she's
Oh, they're all $500 a year.
she's speaking about autism, though, remember that there's also other disabilities, so. Even though there's ASD, there could be others, so.
Yeah, there will be others.
Exactly.
how you always right there? You there, welcome.
My school has 185 students that are ASD,
Back, you
but
put your hand
not
out.
all are Miami-Dade.
I don't like.
No,
No, not even one.
Go ahead, Vivian.
we used to, one,
Okay, I think we're also missing like a big demographic here with the elderly. This is not just for children, you know? People who suffer from dementia, Alzheimer's,
Mental health.
right, so like. I would target.
That's what I think, so, when you, as a regular person, like a typical person or family, that I have someone with, like, with, dementia, I pass through the school and I always see those posters. And, you know, if you have a poster that says that it's not just only for school, it's for, for everyone, it's a help community, you know, people see those.
All right. Hold on, guys. Hold on a second, hold on a second.
They do people like every month.
Hold on a second. I want to stop us for a minute. Because we've been going on for like 25, 30 minutes now on the special needs registry. So this is something we've all worked at for a while. We've had the same ideas over and over again. And we haven't really found a way to actually do them. And I think we need to do that. So I want to take some time right now while we have it and just hold off on what we're doing with the rest of the stuff. And let's come up with an action plan of how we move the special needs registry a little bit further forward. So I have 3 things that are here on my list. Let's see how they type up for you, okay? Email blasts, posters and flyers, and banners. Now, we need to break it down into the categories. I think we should break it down into age. That's how we handle this, not by disability. Let's just do it by age. You have child to teen. Then you have youth, young adult, and elderly. So in those 3 sections, the child and teen part is covered in schools. The youth and the young part, young adults, talking about 20s to 40s. I don't really know in my mind how I would even attack myself. I don't know how I would reach myself. Elderly, that's easy. There's an elderly affairs committee, there's a senior center, there's,
Yeah, that's what.
There's veterans community.
Yeah.
We can partner with them. There's also so many like Convivas, like you have the Pasteur, all those, they have always fair, like health fairs.
okay,
So then. let's
Uh,
talk about it.
so
Chamber of Commerce.
so then, hold on a second. Fairs, okay? So here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna break this down. We're gonna do the child to teens through schools. We're gonna do the young adults to middle-aged adults through fairs. We're gonna do the elderlies through the elderly senior community, the senior community committees, and the senior centers and senior events. So then, if that's how we break it down, let's go from the top down. Let's start with the seniors. I think we should partner up with the Elderly Affairs Committee. Say, we want to get this out to all of your people that you work with. We want you to use your connections to find out where we can place our flyers to get more information. And we want their recommendations for how to get, where to put posters, where we can put posters, etc. If there's a cost involved, we use our money to do it, whatever. A banner is a banner. If we can pay, for the, in the case of the schools, $500 for a year, that's pretty nice. I think that's a pretty good deal. Same thing would apply to any of these senior events. I know the senior center isn't finished yet, but we still have places like Mary Collins and Robert Alonso where people go. We should have flyers there. That the flyers are already approved by the town, which I know they are because we're using them. We haven't even thought about this yet. Let's make sure the town has flyers everywhere. They should be in every box area we can find. As a very front up here, and every center, and at every event place that they have a thing going on, this town needs to have the flyers. So what we need to do is talk to the town on making sure that these flyers are printed up and on every place that people can pick them up from. And then I have the quarterly chairs committee meeting next Tuesday. So I'll meet up with the elderly affairs leader and tell them we need to have a meeting. Have them maybe come into January with us and we'll talk with their leader about what we need from them and see if we can't do a partnership and have them take off and run the rest of the elderly affairs part of it for us.
I think it might be better to go to one of their meetings.
Okay.
I would think.
You're probably right. It's just harder for all of us, but maybe not.
Not everyone has to go though, like 1 or 2 can go and present the idea because you want the feedback from them, because if they okay it, then what we bring it back to the board and okay, they okayed it, so we move forward. I think that'll be the best way, because then for that one person to then go and explain what the registry is, I mean, it's our like project per se, so I think it would be better for exactly present it to them and like that, whatever questions they have. And something that I thought about also, I think it would be good because how sometimes they might say, oh, special needs registry, oh, but I don't have any of these diagnoses, or you think maybe I'm not in a wheelchair or I don't have dementia. I don't know if this would be proper or not, even though I know that in the application it has it, but like somewhat of a summary of the things that could fall under it.
That's what I was gonna say, because is this the flyer we're talking about?
Yeah.
That we're submitting? Personally, doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I don't know if you get what I mean, like,
And
the
I wrote,
person to see, because they can go on the website and.
I
they
got
can
the
read
scan
it.
and this one works. And then on the website, there's a lot of things, but we can easily take one paragraph that it says pretty much, the special needs, the program is voluntary and open to all Miami Lakes residents with special needs due to mental or neurological disabilities and in collaboration with the police. But then there's a part that pretty much says the information provided on the registry will be utilized by law enforcement during times of emergency or during an interaction with law enforcement. Our goal is the special needs to ensure that everybody gets their help. Something to the pertain, not necessarily, because special needs, you know, it's a big, big umbrella, big everything. And if you don't, right there, it just says special needs, like you said, oh, I don't have any problem with special needs. You're in a wheelchair, you have dementia, oh, but that's not special needs.
You're not
Or let's say they don't have dementia or are in a wheelchair, they might think like, oh, I don't qualify for something like that, like maybe something a little more elaborated, just so they can get a better
More of an
idea, like, oh,
explanation.
yeah, you know, I fall under that as well. I would think especially with the elderly. Cause if maybe they walk fine, or, you know, they're like, oh, no, I'm good, but maybe there's, I don't know.
I don't think.
See,
you
because it
guys are
says
gonna like
designed to
this.
identify people who need specific assistance during emergency. That's everybody. Everybody.
I don't think you guys are gonna like this, but to be honest with you, when I now look at this, this looks terrible.
Okay,
And I know that we originally thought it was good, but it doesn't,
a
It
lot of
looks-
free space and they're really not saying anything. That's my opinion.
thinking about that, but should we redo the flyer?
I
think
feel
you should
you
have more of like,
more information.
and like a police presence. Like a
Yeah.
safety, you know. Like
It's
it shouldn't, like, I don't
Not even
even
bad.
find here,
It takes some dark time.
Miami Lakes, police department, Miami Lakes Police Department, it's not even anywhere on here. And it's their program, really.
This is not really, but it's tiny.
And.
Oh, you mean the whole thing?
The one on the left.
Give these out and people don't like.
No, the same thing as this one.
People don't read.
Like,
No, there's not a badge, there's.
So I wrote these, like, arts for autism, one, you know, I still think this is too small. This one is one that I've been giving out with the packs, and this one from the UN card. I like this size. This is a lot of the loser one, but this is my favorite one. That's one I always show you.
The
GG one.
No, you keep trying.
On one side,
I thought we had agreed that we wanted to make those.
I thought we did. I'm like,
That's right.
Folders.
See?
For the school, but like.
So that one was made for the school, we need to make another one for everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, look, here's what I see on here. We have, you're right, there's no police information on there, there's at least the Miami-Dade Police logo should be on there. And
I'm so sorry to interrupt. You said there's no mental health test
No,
today, right?
no, we're good.
Okay. No, I'm just.
Oh, there's no
with
link to
the
the
time
mental
that
health?
they're making.
Um,
Yeah, that's why I'm just making sure.
So this is
because-
just for the
I know
evaluation.
this is the pretty,
No, no, it's just, I don't know, I do wanna mention this, I don't know, but it's been happening for a while in our meetings, and don't get me wrong, this is important, I'm not saying it's not.
We go off on a tangent.
But we talk a lot, like at the beginning, and like we talk about one thing for a while, and then the bad thing with rushing through everything else is, let's say, okay, we know what this is, but if someone doesn't, like, it doesn't even give them a chance to like, oh, can we discuss this? You know, which is how it should be, because a lot of times we're just voting for things quick, like, okay, blah, 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 like, you know, it doesn't really look good. Again, I know we don't have the meeting coming up next, but I think, you know, this is all, you know, pertaining to this, but I just, especially when we go off topic, or if there's a lot of things, maybe we could go through it and then come back. I'm not saying we have to do that today.
I had said years ago that we needed to stop having 5 or 6 items on our agenda, we should have 1 or 2. Because we have so much invested in each project we have, that it has to be done quick, Because what we've been doing is we've been, hey, here's an idea, here's a few ideas for it, here's the print, let's move. And we think that works, and then we find out after we've done it, that there's actually about an hour and a half worth of work needing to be done on it for it to be right. When we do that quick move through it, it just.
Yeah, but sometimes we lag on like the same topic, especially when it's old business and again, I'm not talking about this right now, because yeah, it kind of like stayed on the back burner. But we do it and then we go off topic, like not only do we not even talk about the actual item, but we just start random. That's what I mean, like trying to stay as on topic as possible, so we don't rush through everything else. So no one feels like, oh, I just voted for something. I don't even know what it was.
That's how the Senate does it.
We need instruction.
I think one thing that will make a huge difference. We should be allowed, if it's something like the flyer, we should be allowed to talk amongst ourselves through text. We don't have to discuss that in
Yeah,
a
I
meeting.
can't fix that for you,
No,
because that's
because
not a
that's
state
some-
law.
That's
Well,
state law.
That is state law, I can't change that.
But that, I was reading about it, and the state law is about events that we're doing as a board, not
we
not a
have to
flyer
vote
that's
on it.
gonna help us.
No, anything that we're gonna vote on, because remember, in the end, even this, we vote to approve this, you know what I mean? So in the end, we do vote on it and we also spend money on it. So it is a voting item. So whatever we vote on, we can't speak about amongst ourselves.
Until it's complete. Once it's complete.
Yeah, once it's complete.
We're allowed to talk about all we want. That's been the argument I've had with the problem we
I
have.
understand it gets frustrating because then you wanna cram everything that we wanna talk about in one meeting. I understand, believe me, we used to have much.
I tell you
longer
what.
meetings before.
How about this? How about we create a subcommittee
That's what I was gonna say.
to work on the special needs registry itself? Is everybody okay with that idea?
The registry or the?
The
flyer?
registry,
Well, the flyer would be part of it.
it's all the whole thing. So our whole plan, what is our plan for 2023 for the registry? Does that sound like a good idea?
It
We
does.
can stop here on this point. and-
Because personally, we've been going to the same thing on the board, even when I attended meetings. And the same thing over and since I came in after the fact. So I didn't see the flyer. I just, oh, you got a flyer, okay. And now, unfortunately, is where I got the chance to look at it, I'm like, this really, we should revamp it before we go back to Dade County, because
Agreed.
every time you're
very
gonna keep going
important.
back and forth and getting it approved. Oh, no, something else is gonna pop up, like the Spanish part.
That's the whole thing. That's what I just said with it. We aren't able to do one thing right because we don't have enough time to do it with all the things we want to do.
And I think it's also a good idea, the subcommittee, just to, reiterate that even more, because we hit a plateau. I think, we hit a plateau and we're stuck there. So I think it's time to do something different, because if we could keep doing the same thing, same results. So
The moment we start getting more board members, it's gonna be even worse, cause
that's why I always say, until we don't work well with 7.
I think that's a
Let's
very
do it to have
good
many.
idea. Let's just go ahead and do a subcommittee
Yeah.
on it, and we can think plans for whatever we need to do to make it better.
So when it comes to subcommittee, do you know how? we
Well,
do
first
that?
I vote that we do it, so I'm gonna
Okay.
put the motion on the table that we're gonna form a subcommittee for the special needs registry.
It's nice.
All those in favor?
Fine.
Any opposed? Motion passes. So then you would find us a date to meet. That's outside of this regular meeting. So it can be in December and it can be in January, depends on when they have openings.
I would say January, just because December
Very
is.
much booked, yeah.
Now, here's a dumb question. Who's gonna be on the subcommittee?
That's right, we have to appoint people to be on it. I will be on it, because we need to organize it completely.
oh, yeah.
Does anyone else want to join?
I
So all of us.
It's really like a second meeting. That's what it really is.
But it's necessary because it's a hot topic per se. I don't know.
It's exclusively for the registry and
Yeah, and it's our number one program. We should be focused highly on making sure that it's successful.
Yes, I very
Okay,
much agree.
find us some dates in January that we can talk about and see if we can do it. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
yeah.
All right,
Before following up with Dade County Schools.
before
All right.
following up with Dade County Schools. Hold off on the Dade County School stuff. We're gonna need to redo that. That's the reason that flyer is the way that it is. We were in a rush to get it done. I remember that. All right, moving on. Quick recap on the Christmas light event. How did that go?
Yes, Christmas night, it was fun. We had little terrorists raiding our table, getting it was kids from the from the dance that were performing from the dance class, the dance school. You see they were coming in little packs. Can we get it like all yours?
Did you guys
No.
have given up everything we had?
Well, no, I still. it's in my
You still have
car.
a bag left?
Yeah, they didn't.
We were telling, take as many as you want, and
Yeah.
we even gave to the veterans committee because they showed up, they didn't have tablecloth, they didn't have anything.
And
They
the,
just-
the farmer's market was still going on, so where they set up our tables was like at
At
the
the
end.
So.
So where everyone else was,
We didn't have,
unless you
we didn't have a lot of
parked
foot
by
traffic.
the entrance by the hotel, you weren't gonna see. them.
That's
So
fine.
where everyone else
You know?
was by the movie theater, because that's what.
That side was slammed.
That's where I figured. they
That
were-
side was slammed. No, we were like the redheaded stepchild all the way in the back.
She knows, the lady that ran the event was certain we were gonna have a lot of people, because they had a performance.
Were
stage
there
across
any
from us.
people other than the dancers?
No, there were people there for the dance. There were people.
No,
for-
other than.
Yeah, no.
Not that much allowed with it. Maybe when.
There were a lot of people there or
Well,
a
it's something.
little bit before, because when you were there, that I got there were a bunch of people in the dance area. But they weren't coming this way. They
So
were,
would you consider this is something that we should do next year or? no?
If they put us in a.
if they put us, yeah, by the. Hi, how are you? If they put us where the new gym is, that section of Main Street, where corner 67 to the movie theater.
That's where
It would be
everyone.
perfect, because it was slammed.
I
They
think,
even had tents in that side as
well,
well.
like I said before, we've always wanted to be at the event. This is our first time going, and we got approved to go in like the week before. So next year, let's just plan it up a little bit in more advance. I think we can do that. And just tell them that we wanna be able to.
Veterans, we were
never had a committee asked before. No committees have ever asked.
we were the only ones there besides the veterans committee.
They asked because we did,
I think, don't know if it'll take up space.
so, okay. But overall, not too bad.
It was fun. It was fun. We had a great time. We just were short of traffic.
But I mean, not to be judgmental, but like, did you like see like kids with special needs or adults with special needs?
I saw one couple.
Cause I'm wondering like how worth it is it to, like, how good of an idea? Not
Well,
worth it.
That's
How
the
good of
thing.
an idea it is to
It could be someone with special needs standing in front of you, and you don't know.
Right. The
Of
purpose,
course,
You know that better than anyone
That's
else.
what I'm saying, not to be judgmental, because it's true, you never know, there's invisible.
But-
Yeah, there wasn't anything that was like completely like obvious.
Cause I'm wondering, you know, is it worth it to be there again next year? That's what I'm saying, like, okay, is this an event that we should be a
I
part
think
of?
it's worth being part of, because first of all, we're being part of the community. They're getting to know us more. It's like, it's marketing, it's repetition, you exposure. Exposure.
Depends on where you're going.
And
You're there for community to know there's
We did have a lady that was a snowboarder, she's from Ohio, and she's here for the winter, and she's
like
like
finding
for a while.
families or.
yeah, it's
What is the purpose?
exposure and
But
repetition.
that's what I'm saying, 'cause, like, for example, like when we do the health fair,
Uh-huh.
to me, that makes, you know, a lot more sense, you know, for lack of a better word, because when people come, they're coming specifically for us, I don't know, I don't know if you get what I mean, like,
I was going with the idea that we were going to be in the community. We're trying to get our face.
Yeah, it's a community, it's a part of the community, it's
a community.
exposure.
and how long were you guys there for?
So,
I left 15 minutes before it ended.
We have to start at 5.
20 minutes, we left like,
3:30, it was
3:30
3:30 to 7:30.
we left at 6:40.
Really. I was there at 3:30.
Okay.
There was maybe a handful of people. But the thing, the thing that I was putting forward is our trying to be involved in everything in the community. Because if we're only involved in the special needs stuff, nobody's gonna see it.
You.
The only people that have special needs people are gonna see it's fine. But the whole goal is to have the whole town see what we're doing. Because they're the ones that come in and help us raise money during our gala. You know, and I wanted us to have a table at every major event the city's doing, so that we can keep trying to give out more information about what we're doing to everybody. You know, I would always bring my kids there. I didn't do that night because they wanted to go to the racetrack, but usually I would always bring them to the lighting ceremony. And we never saw anything from the city there, just man, we get up and talk about how great the place is. Well, I always thought we needed to have some kind of a presence there. But I mean, if you, I thought, all right, it would be good for us to have a table at any major event the city does.
Yeah, it's a community event, it's exposure for us, we're growing,
Bes-
so.
Besides candy canes, what else did we hand out?
We just had,
Candy cane,
and the special needs registry papers.
yeah. Candy cane.
Oh, and the date, and the
The kids.
Kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, the kids, the DNA kids.
And the flyer?
not that one.
No,
That one was there.
Yeah, that one was there, but we were handing out more
Cards?
the cards.
Card.
Yeah,
Yeah, those.
Okay.
Before we move on for the subcommittee.
Yeah.
You need to, well, yes, so who will be in it then?
I think
well,
almost all of us, would you guys want to be?
I wanna try, I want to, I just don't know what date you're gonna choose, so I don't want, beforehand, because.
Okay,
But-
so
You need a leader for it, right?
we will need- Yes, we would need a chairperson and a secretary.
What
I'm
is,
gonna be there, so
I'd
I'm
rather
not
not,
official.
Just
exactly, I'd rather not be.
If it could be the same one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh,
So I'll just put down, so everybody would be joining except we don't.
Yeah, don't make me official.
I don't think it'll be a problem, because I'm on the other committee, one of the other committees, and the secretary's always been the same one, because she's involved a lot.
And the other thing was, for what time period are you thinking of having this subcommittee?
The same time as now. right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to have-
2 hours?
yeah, it'd be an hour and a half, yeah. Same,
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours. 2 hours.
2 hours is fine. 3 to 3, 4, 5, whatever.
No, don't push it.
Don't get our.
2 hours.
we can do it every other Wednesday.
No, no, it's still-
No, I think for the subcommittee, we just agree that we're gonna do it. And the subcommittee has more freedom. When I remember Clarabelle saying they had more freedom
Mm.
because it's not on like a town meeting like this one.
You're not voting for anything.
We're not voting for anything. So we just have to meet, that's all.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's just, I don't even think it has to be.
It doesn't have to be even here, right?
No, it doesn't have to be there. It could be
In
anywhere.
the town facility. Or at least.
Yeah, so we could meet any town facility.
It might have to.
Public notice.
Yeah.
And all of that. so.
Yeah, you just don't go, like whatever you talk about, then you kind of.
We
like,
bring
the
it back
minutes
to the
that you
main
bring-
meeting.
yeah.
So whatever we decide in
We
that
bring the
meeting.
motions.
Yeah.
We do as motions.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was already discussed.
I'm moving on now to the date adult education program. I would like to give you my guys' thoughts on this. Jeremy said he can't make it to the meeting. They repeated the same thing again, which is, we need to know what you guys want to do before we even say what we want to do. So I had thought about it and I got this idea. If Hialeah does it, they do it because they have the facility, they have the money, they have the manpower. We do not have the facilities, we do not have the money, we do not have the manpower. We have the money, but we don't really have the manpower. So my suggestion was, if we really wanted to do it, what we should do is take a look at the original list that she gave us of the classes that were available that weren't cost up. And what do you guys think about reaching out to people, business owners in the community that have that type of facility? Like if it's cooking, it's a cooking place, like GD's or something. And seeing about putting together the program at their place.
That's what I said at the beginning.
I don't know
That-
if that can happen, because
But
I think
they
it has to
said-
be a town.
It has to be a town,
It's a town program. I believe it has to be.
Because
under the
I thought-
facility.
I said that it would be perfect to run the cooking program at Gigi's during the day. A lot of the programs can be run at Gigi's.
They have to be run at town.
But
facility.
they
Our
have to
town
be run
facilities
at
can't do it.
facilities.
They can't do it.
That's what she had said, right?
I don't know about Optimus, because
Optimus is the same thing that we asked, And I think it has to be approved, and then they always like, they don't want to use that facility. I don't know why, and it's always available, and they don't wanna use it. They don't wanna like allow.
Yeah, cause I know like Mary Collins is pretty much booked, like almost every single day, morning, afternoon, like they have a bunch of stuff going on. But that I know, yeah.
That's why cooking is one of them.
Oh, good.
You know what we could do? Because I think this is gonna be another rabbit hole like the registry. Once we figure out what we're gonna do with the, and the subcommittee with the registry, once we're done with that, jump onto that program.
I agree. I think this is one that's gonna take a lot of effort from us. And if we
A
really want
lot
to do
of
it,
money.
we need to do it, we need to do it right. You guys just wanna
Hold off
hold
until
off
we're
on
done.
it
with it.
until we finish our registry program?
I second that.
I'm asking, do you guys wanna do that? I heard one yes, so.
Yes, I would like to defer this until the beginning of the year or when we're done with the special needs.
Do we have a cutoff by when we're supposed to? Cause I know when she
It was
came.
already supposed to be
Oh.
submitted.
Yep,
This is something that's always available. Okay, you know.
It's
Always gonna be there.
available.
You're also your,
You have to say, when we're ready, and she said she will
Okay,
put it
okay.
on it.
and it's funding, repeated funding, it just depends how much they have and what they can do for us.
Yeah. I think this is something we should hold on. So
And ask her
Okay.
to come back again to remind us of everything.
I'm gonna motion that we hold off on the date program for now until we're ready to work on it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes. That's kind of what I thought that was gonna go with anyway, because we've got a whole bunch of good programs. And I want us to focus on trying to get those going before we get to that one. Next one is the dojo program. Vivian, I saw that your email to Jeremy, and he said that we were gonna pay for those, right? Did we reply to that? You want me to reply to that?
I was gonna read the email
Go ahead.
that he sent. Okay. Right. My recreation side has commenced vetting both the martial arts as well as the animation class. I have CC'd our recreation manager, Manuel Martinez. So while he finishes vetting the programs, you can work directly with him to answer some of his inquiries. As of now, the only one question that we have is the following. Will there be a sponsorship or funder for the martial arts program? Maybe I missed that portion, but that hourly rate is not factored in the town's recreation budget. Yeah, we wouldn't have a problem paying for that.
I thought that's what, I think he missed that.
A lot of money. We were never requesting any money from,
Okay.
all we were requesting is, you know,
The
the
space.
space and, you know, what times to make it.
And that was already voted on.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like, we just need to let him know that. But we're covering the cost. All we're waiting for is their approval and everything.
Right, so apparently now, this, Manuel Martinez is vetting the programs. So
Government.
that's the update on that.
So we're just
But-
waiting. We're probably what, January, they'll let us know.
I will, send them an email, you know, answering that question and just kind of giving them a deadline, like, you know, like by January, we need to know, you know, we would like to know before our next meeting. Yeah, yeah, because I basically had to follow up on this. And we sent this, you know, a couple months ago.
Everything's a follow-up with these people.
Right, so if we don't follow up. I feel like they're.
Well-
It's just like, I don't know, dive onto their desk.
And now that Gabby's here with us, what we need for your help with, this has been something that we've had a trouble with. Is trying to, when we put these all together, when Alexandra finishes her notes and sends them in. We need like I don't know, some kind of a calendar or a reminder to let us know about the things that have submitted to the town. So that we can make sure that that's being followed up on. So like if we do a project, we do a new flyer or whatever. We wait basically until our next meeting to find out if anything's been done. And every time we've ever come back, it's always, oh, we haven't heard anything. So that goes a whole month without something getting done. I mean, we could easily call the city, I guess, and ask, but I never get anywhere when I do that anyway. Every time I've always called, I never get anyone to call me back. Sometimes, not always. So is there a way you could like put maybe a calendar together on your desk that shows the things that we're working on, like the animation classes and the dojo classes that we're waiting on Parks and Rec? That you guys could do like a quick follow-up and then send us an email and say, hey, I followed up with them. Here's their date that they're gonna let us know what's next. On every time we do something that has something to do with the town. Because that's what Victoria used to do before she walked off. And what Yessie used to do before she walked off. We've had a fun year.
We've had abandonment issues.
We've had, I think this, we've had, because that's what Claricel told us at the beginning of the year, is that our liaison is the one who's supposed to help keep us all together of what we're doing. Because we come up with the ideas, we present the ideas, we implement the ideas. But when it comes to the town, our liaison is the one who's making sure all the things that we've asked for are getting taken care of. And we've had 5 liaisons in 12 months. And in 2 of those months, we had nobody. So nothing really got done. And I think that's why we're behind. That's why we're behind with the registry papers and these programs that we submitted almost 2 months ago. No follow-up, because even we're not even supposed to follow up, are we? I thought she said that was supposed to be something we sent to Gabby, to have Gabby send to them, right?
Well,
Legally,
I'm used to doing things myself.
yeah.
I
thank
mean,
you.
I always copy you and Gabby, but I'm used to like. I don't.
I remember, because at the beginning of the year, Clarissa was yelling at me for doing that. She said, you need to stop sending us emails. You're supposed to send it to your liaison. So if you can bring our circle back so that our structure starts to work again, that would be great. Because really, it's easy for us to forget. We have lives that we're constantly running. And it's not the first thing on our mind is to check up with the town and see if they've got it done. Okay, thank you. Ceramics on Wheels, Vivian,
I would like to defer that
to January. All right, you got a motion?
yeah, I moved
A second?
defer ceramic only.
All those in favor?
I,
Behavior workshop.
Okay, so, this item comes with a little story of an experience that I had with my son Ryan. And, he was in speech therapy and he had like a little, behavior issue. And, the speech therapist brought him out to the lobby and said, well, he's not out, I don't know what to do. I'm like, oh.
I'm sorry.
So she had no ABA training, she has like no behavior training. So. The
Each behavior
occupational,
is different.
right, the occupational therapist, the same thing. So these therapists that are working with our kids have no behavior training. And a lot of teachers also have no behavior training. So I was thinking, as one of our workshops that we do, we could do a behavior workshop for therapists and teachers in our area or any area, they don't have to be from any lakes, but provide that workshop so that they can have behavior training.
Oh, I can.
That could be over to a lot of people that like, there is a speech and sorry, HHAs, for example,
Either, teacher aid.
anyone that's involved with a child.
Exactly, so, I know, Miss Audrey from Arts for Autism, she does trainings for teachers. And, I think she would be great for us to hire and do this training for us. She's had behavior trainings for us before for parents. But we've never done it for teachers and therapists.
That's
And just
okay, yeah.
community workers,
And she's a board certified behavior,
yeah. And it was,
so she's. she
You
knows her
were in that realm, can that be done?
yeah, of course.
She's still in that realm.
And then.
Yeah.
Oh, no?
Look at you.
Wow.
But yeah, so BCPAs can do that. And you can even have like anyone who's an RBT or a BCABA and they're training, like they've already done their courses. And they get hours towards certification doing, workshops too.
So I move to, allocate $200. Actually, if we're gonna have food, then we'll get one more. I move to allocate, $500 to do a workshop on behavior. With the community.
That include her pay?
No, not community awareness, training.
Does it include her pay?
Her pay is $200.
I don't know. if it's that cheap.
Yeah, but remember, this is just a training, they're not gonna get
I
certified.
know, I know. But even when it's kids need a CBA.
Yeah.
Not do it for that. That's amazing.
And how long is the workshop?
Well, usually about an hour.
Yeah, probably about an hour and then like questions and it'll probably be like an hour and a half. What's your last name? Audrey Amadeu.
Are we gonna charge that training? Or it's gonna be, community workshop?
Community work.
So it's gonna
So
go,
we do it in.
Okay.
So there was a motion on the table.
Yeah, for the allocation of 500.
600.
600?
Second it.
Community program.
All those
Aye.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
no, we're gonna put, I'm guessing, through Eventbrite, through the town's page.
Right.
Perfect.
Once
We
I
have to
get a
schedule
date,
and all that.
once I get a date, from Ms. Audrey. I'm probably thinking.
We should get a date for January. Shouldn't we? This should be our first workshop of the year.
Yeah, I'll see what she can do for January.
Will Thursday be like a good day? I think Wednesday, there's meetings, I don't know about Thursday.
I have to,
Because definitely I remember Carousel said not to do it, never Mondays or Fridays. Either Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday. And the reason I said Thursday is because once upon a time we had chosen
Yeah.
Thursdays to be our workshop day, but the VR.
Yeah, we all the work I haven't done them through the year.
I think Thursday is perfect.
I think it sounds good on Thursday.
Now, is that something,
6 and what, and
I would say, yeah.
I would like to request the chambers.
Town chamber?
Yeah, I would say a little later, Vivian, if possible, maybe 6. Because 5:30, a lot of people are still getting out of work, even 6 is, I don't know.
Do you want to do it on January, you want to do it January 26th?
Well, we have to see if she has availability too.
That's the person.
Well,
Yes.
maybe we can choose.
is this something that we're gonna offer free for the town's therapists and if they're out of,
It's a workshop. The whole thing is, and so we would want it from,
but if they're out of town, they have to pay,
No.
no?
No, anyway, it's open to the public.
it's always open to the public. We just address it to the town, but if anyone comes from outside of the town, that's fine too. The goal is what we're promoting and we're doing what we're doing. I was suggesting the 26th because that gives us all the way through now until the end of the next month to give time to promote it. and plan
Yes.
for it. So
Tentative date, July, January.
can you check to see for us if 26 is open for the town council or town council chambers? Yeah, at 6 p.m. you said?
6:30.
6:30, so from 6:30 to 7, 8.
Because a lot of the therapists, they also.
Yeah.
Does the 500 include the cleaning? Don't we have to pay custodial services?
Never has
Whether you, okay.
No, because they already have someone that does it, so it's just. A little more that they do that day, but it's not up from us.
When the other committee did it, always said, don't forget custodian with cleanup fee, set up, right? Ah.
They have never told that to us.
But yeah, us either.
You know what?
We're just gonna make
Because we're special.
Literally,
Don't
in the
help.
name.
Don't jinx us now, please. If there's a fee, then we'll just have to pay it, yeah, that's fine.
Hey, you attend all the meetings.
I've heard it before.
New business?
Let me, hold on 1 second, let me get my bearings here, so we've passed the motions. We agreed 26th if we'd like to have, 6:30, now we're gonna cover food and drink. We should create a flyer for it. That we can, a digital flyer that we can put up on social media.
Right, and we need one for the event.
But they still have to
And
be
as
well.
So we're gonna need a flyer for that. This is going to be a behavioral workshop from the special needs advisory boards. And the goal of this is to help speech, OT.
I would say
and
therapist.
Therapists,
So
with
we
the
don't have to
therapists,
be.
Professionals.
Yeah, any professionals that work with the special needs community.
professionals, that doesn't work. Professional therapists. If you
Well,
say,
it's for
this, if you just
teachers,
say,
too.
if you just put professionals, then all of a sudden you're gonna have
Teachers,
attorneys here.
It's for teachers as well.
So for teachers,
Any
therapists,
service providers,
And
any,
and special needs service providers, that's perfect. So teachers, therapists, and special needs service providers.
or anyone else, because really, right,
Yeah,
like if
parents
anyone
wanna
else
come.
wants to come, so.
Caregivers, I mean, it's.
Yeah, we
We
can
just-
put
we just put-
parents- No, because you. Like. How do I say, it? Like target it, but then at the same time leave it open, you know, like this is the main
Filter.
focus. But everyone else is also welcome.
Teachers, therapists, parents, and
And all-
caregivers.
and all this in between.
And, yeah, and all those in between. I like that. I like that. Teachers, therapists,
Certain
parents,
Special needs.
caregivers, and all others in between. Special
That sounds
needs.
kind
Back to the
of- I
attorney.
don't know.
That sounds kind of weird.
And everyone
And everyone who is interested in
helping.
attending. And learn more about. Behavior, I don't know.
Maybe we don't say that.
I think it's open to the public, and you put teacher and open to the public will be fine, because no offense, I don't think an attorney is gonna come to a workshop to learn about behavior.
I'm trying to figure out how to explain to them what behavioral workshop means. Because if a person that's not from special needs would see it, they'd be like, what is this, to teach me a lesson?
Well, technically.
To teach you strategies, and
Yeah, we don't have to
accommodations.
put, yeah,
Proactive strategies.
That's what I needed to say. That's my third. You know what? Why don't the two of you give us the input on this? Because you guys actually do this. What would be the correct terminology if you were gonna host an event like that? You were trying to make sure that the people, you know who you want to come. You want, Clary to come, right? You want
Yeah.
you want me to be there as a parent. How would you say it? We welcome everyone we welcome everyone in the special needs community. Does that sound good?
Everyone who works within or close to someone with special needs.
So we welcome everyone who works with or is close to everyone in the special needs community.
Happy holidays.
Somebody, you just wanted to say a quick hello. I didn't know you guys were meeting. All is good?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. I took a little tumble, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm a tough cookie. Mr. Roger?
Yeah.
Will you be at the chair meeting next
Yes,
week?
I will.
Beautiful. I will see you there.
Okay.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Welcome parents, teachers.
I think one of the most important things is to say what it is that's gonna be spoken about. I mean, that's the general, but like, yeah, like, come and learn. I don't know how it would be
That's
said.
better.
I'm
Instead of
pretty
saying you're
sure,
welcome or
To know who's welcome to come too, that's important. But then like explain like, okay,
Proactive strategies for.
yeah, like, what,
For behavior management.
well, I would think maybe Audrey might wanna figure
I was
that
gonna
out,
say-
because she's gonna be the one to give the
And she's
workshop.
done it before.
Yeah, so
And
she
that's
might
on
already,
the website. I think she does have a course like that.
yeah, she might already have it outlined, like what it is that she's gonna bring that day, so I think she would probably be the best one to explain to us what it is she'll speak about.
Have you done any flyers on the Monkey website? Because I believe that
she should have
the way
something
that
like
that one works, it's very basic. It's just like who, why, what, where, when type of thing.
the Eventbrite?
Probably not the first.
MailChimp?
No.
The flyer.
It's not flood. It's a program they used to make flood.
Wish it was Canva. It's good. I can just go in there and make it.
It was barely noticed. I figured something.
They're cramming into one night all the work they haven't done.
Let's come back.
Well, look who it is.
Hello, how are you?
Council member.
Love the videos, man.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Every now and then.
Oh, well. All right, you know what, so we can move on. You've got the gist of what we want. When you find something, or if you wanna, you know what, I tell you what, ask Audrey to send us what she thinks should say. That we got the gist of what we want, here's the
To
event. here's
promote
what
the
it is.
workshop.
Right, to promote it. So then when she gets that, you can email it over to Gabby, and Gabby, you can add to the flyer, and then we can get that flyer out as soon as possible.
And then, yeah, I don't have to.
Yeah, we'll need it.
Yeah. Once we have the date.
One thing, whenever that happens, to jump on at least a save the date or something like that, because I know that there've been issues before and. So that it gets out on a timely manner, not, you know, a day or two before, because nobody's gonna show up, and it's been happening before. Just, it's gotta come out as early as possible.
You guys wanna put some social media ad money behind it? Promote it on Facebook? I think we should, it's not that much.
Has that been happening?
We've been doing it only for the special needs registry right now. We haven't done that for anywhere else yet. I do it for every event my client does. Every time my client does an event, I put $100 behind it. So that when people are scrolling around targeted here in Miami Lakes, they're seeing what we're doing.
Well, what I've seen, again, compared to the other committees, down in Miami Lakes has been promoting a lot of our events.
Right, but unless they're putting money behind it, Facebook does not show it to everybody. So you'll see it because we're actively involved in their page. But if you're not actively involved in their page, or if you're in the town and you just don't really go to the town page, Facebook literally doesn't show it to you, ever.
Yeah, they have their algorithm.
They make you pay for attention. They didn't used to, but that changed in August of this year. They literally dropped everyone's ability to have organic followership on Instagram and Facebook. Literally, I mean, my likes have gone from, in one of my clients had 5,000 comments in 1 month on content we would do to 20 comments in 1 month. Thanks to their change. Because they don't want to put any money behind it. They said, no, we don't want any money. I said, well, you're gonna lose every bit of bounce that you have.
How much would it be though?
$100, it can go right back to us if they don't even use it, because it's
Who
not
would
that
do it?
much. The town does it. You'd be doing that, you could do
No.
50.
For so
one-
short amount of time? You know what I mean? Like I mean, it's what, a month?
We can do $50 for it.
I'm not saying $100 is a lot. I'm saying for the amount of time, it sounds, I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's one
Well,
workshop.
Yes, you're looking at ad rates based off of what they spend per day. So you can do a lifetime budget on Facebook, you can do a lifetime budget of 100 for the X amount of days, and then it'll evenly spread that out based on how much it wants to give attention to people surfing. Or
We
you can
can try
do,
it, see how it works. And then I guess the future will know better. Yeah, that hurts.
what bucket?
Have community awareness. No, it wouldn't be. Oh, yeah, of course,
That is the video. room.
yeah, but it's,
It is community.
but it would be.
Wasn't there?
But it-
Advertising.
One of the training.
The guy has a dojo one open.
It's the one of the training.
Okay,
Expense,
so
okay.
would this be, yeah, it would be under training, because it's part of
Could do
that,
that,
yeah,
could do-
yeah, so the
could do.
training.
I motion to take $100 out of trainings to do for Facebook advertising for the flyer.
Of the,
of the
Behavior workshop.
behavior workshop. Thank you.
That's like,
No, but I think that would be community awareness. The workshop, the $600 of the workshop is training.
Yeah, but because
The
this is
advertising.
linked to the advertising, no? Okay,
No, yeah, you're right. No, Vivian's right. It's really community awareness. The
okay.
training would come out, the event would come out of the training. the-
100 out of training, the 100 out of,
Correct. So
awareness.
find the motion that it's gonna be out of community awareness. Okay. Second already done. All those in favor?
I,
Motion passes. Get with me on that. Follow up with me this month on it. As soon as we have the flyer ready. And let me know how I can help the town, because Victoria used to do all this. I don't know who's in charge of social media now, but I want to specifically tell them what I think, how I think they should be targeting this, because if they do it the wrong way, we're gonna waste the money. I don't wanna do that. So if you wouldn't mind just telling them, as soon as we do have the flyer ready and approved and we're ready to do the ads, have a conference call with me. That's all.
Is Jonathan the one doing the media things that you know?
It's not him, then it's Jane.
Okay.
and can we also, somehow contact the Miami Lakers?
Yeah, we need to submit it to their event page. I'll text her. I'll text her after we get out
That
of here.
would be a great idea. too.
Mhm.
She's always calling me, asking us when we're doing anything
And I can
else.
post it in the Instagram also. I'll do that.
Okay. That's great. Great job, Vivian. All right, new business, Candyland event from Francesco. Gonna be our ongoing joke forever now.
so Candyland event is just like the Halloween event. It's gonna happen at the youth center this Saturday.
This Saturday?
This Saturday. Yes, no, but again, the only thing is, if you guys wanna show up with candy canes and again, the exact same thing as a Halloween event.
You still have the table, the
No,
tablecloth.
I have the tablecloth and I don't have the table.
Oh, I have
the
it.
table.
You have the
We still have a
tablecloth
candy.
and the candy
And the
cane.
candy canes.
So we don't have to buy anything for this. We could just, I could just give you a table.
Yeah, it's gonna be a toy drive, so if you guys wanna bring any toys or anything. But yeah, if you guys wanna show up, the space is yours.
I was asked to attend. But we have the
The 5K.
the 5K. It's like right there.
Yeah, this is gonna be from 11 to 2,
When is it?
Saturday.
Saturday.
I am out of town.
I can't make it.
I can.
I'm voting.
Can I have a motion?
A hope for autism party is on Saturday.
Can I pass? Can we,
They're all like the same day.
we don't have to vote, we can just make the decision of not attending?
Can you handle setting up a table there for us? or-
I'm all over the place. You saw how I was, and I was all over the place. I can, if you're there, I can help you out with it.
No, I'm not available, that's what I'm saying. Not available, not available, not available, not available, so can we just pass?
Yeah, I'm all over the place, but I can set up and the cards or give them out to the families, but again, I'm all over the place that day.
My opinion,
In
I
my
don't think we should
opinion,
put it
I
on
think
you.
there should always be
Yeah, I've heard
two people. Because if one can't be there, then someone else is there, because if we're gonna have a table, someone's gonna come and be like, oh, okay, what do I talk about this? And they'll just,
In my opinion, we shouldn't put that on you. Your plate's already full as it is.
yeah, I think.
I said, I can help. I can, more than I can help, but it's not that I'm like gonna be able to be there.
Understand?
Yeah.
I think this is one.
I think we can pass.
No,
Did you want us to support the event?
no, again, it's just open doors. If you guys wanna go. I'm not asking for money, not asking for anything. It's just if you guys wanna go, more than welcome.
And did you guys put us on the flyer already, like last?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I think this one will have to pass. Is that okay?
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, I motion to pass the event. All those in favor, did you do it? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't know we had to motion to pass on the event.
The thing is, it's on the agenda.
Yeah.
So we have a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Yeah. Okay, Arts for Autism dance class renewal, Vivian.
Okay, it's a new semester coming up, so You know, it's $2,700 to fund all 3 classes for the next semester. So I am making a motion for us to continue to fund the 3 dance classes.
And it was a hit.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
they're very successful, people on waiting lists, so.
I second.
And this would be under social
Hold
and recreation,
I was waiting for the bucket.
right? Social and recreation, because it's the.
All right, all those in favor?
I,
Okay.
So it'll be from the social and recreation.
And before I move on from that, I just found out that, Ms. Audrey, she is trying to get a yoga class for Saturday mornings, for kids 6 to 12 years old, through her foundation as well. It has been approved by the town. So that's another, that's another.
700.
And I just heard back from Ms. Audrey, January 26th, Thursday at 6:30, she can join.
For January 26th would be perfect.
So do we motion for that to be the date already?
I have to get.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. Like, no one is-
We demand the date. The town will give us its things.
There's a town meeting, we don't care.
Okay, so then, will the yoga class be something she wants us to support too? Or is she doing that through her foundation?
I'm not sure yet, because she herself is not gonna be teaching it. She's partnering with another organization to teach it, but it's approved, but the contract hasn't been signed yet, so it's just in the works, kind of like our other programs. But I wanted to let you guys know about it, that it's something that's, you know, it's gonna be coming up. Just another program that it's gonna.
There's already a free yoga in the park on Saturdays, right?
Yeah, this is for special needs,
Oh,
specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next up is GB's cooking class.
there's a correction on her name.
Did you?
Claire Bar.
we-
No, it's good. Sorry.
Claire Mark, ay, ay.
Clarice, just like
Can I
the
just-
styling of the land.
Can I
Just remember.
I'm not.
You will not forget anymore
It's not
about my
on the
name.
agenda. I'm not making fun of you.
No, I'm the one who wrote that. I'm the one who misspelled it.
Okay.
And then you say Calamar and the roll call goes Claremont. You're having issues.
You want to go on vacation? I wouldn't be honest.
Bring it back, they're not declaring on the floor.
Yeah.
So I just want to get proof and we're doing the cutting boards for the cooking class. And we want to put the logo of Seshini because since you guys were a sponsor our class. Our new class starts in January. It's gonna be for 15 weeks. So, but we want to have like the okay from you guys if we can do. We're buying our cooking utensils and all that from because of the sponsorship of the board. So thank you so much for the support. And we also gonna be at the cooking, our cooking area. Everyone they put a little bit into the class, it will be like a little plate with their name in there.
Cool.
Did we already pay you for that?
Yes,
Did somebody, meetings, I don't remember.
Like 2 or 3 months.
so but I wanna get the approval, make sure that I can do it on the logo on the cooking board.
Since we agreed to sponsor, you can
I
definitely.
think the logo exists already, so
So If
So I
I
think
want
you-
you to just send it to me, so.
yeah, I think, right, because that's the one that.
These one?
Can you send
Yeah.
Clary the special needs advisory board logo?
You got it right.
Mhm.
You sure did, that's fine.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Clary.
Yes, thank you. So, and we open a new class, so we have, now we have adults and we have toddlers.
Cool.
So cooking class, yeah.
Adults and who?
And the toddlers, I got a 12, actually from 8 to 12 years old. So the ages. So
Oh,
they're, the
I'm
adults.
sorry, I understood toddlers, and like toddlers, wait, what?
And we have adults 18 and up, and now we're gonna have from 12 to
Children.
to 16. So, yeah.
What time is the adult class?
And the adult class will be always Mondays, and it's gonna be 5:30 to 6:30. And then on the Wednesday is the youngest, and that's gonna be, I believe that one on Wednesday will be from 5:30 to 6:30 also. Mhm. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bless you.
All right, our final thing on the list, epilepsy run. Ladies and gentlemen, I've always thought that we needed to do more for the other groups that we work with in the town. Because it seems like we do a lot for one section of special needs, as Vivian pointed out, even with the elderly, we kind of just miss it. And I ran into Mike, many of you don't, some of you know, but many of you don't know. My son survived, he's had epilepsy. He survived a seizure that nearly killed him. He was seizing for 3 hours. He was rescued and then recovered and put in a coma for a week. And he came out of it and is fine, and has been fine and seizure free for now almost 3.5, 4 years. I ran into a girl the other day.
I saw the photo.
You saw the photo. I've been following this girl for a little while because she's a friend of my son's RBT. And she runs and runs, and I was talking to her about her marathons and all that stuff. She didn't turn out she's an epilepsy survivor, but hers was a story I'd never heard of before. She had epilepsy that could not be treated with medication, and it would cause her to forget what she was doing or who she was. And she spent 13 years of her life not knowing anything or learning anything. Until a doctor finally found a cure for, not a cure, but a medication that stopped it. And she's been 16 years now seizure free and has learned everything that a person would learn their first 13 years of life in the last 16 years. And it's a heck of a story. So all she does is run for events to try to raise awareness and all that. And she was asking if we had a town 5K. And I was like, well, I know we have town runs and events that we do, but I never thought about it. What would be, it would be a great opportunity for us as a town and for a board. Let's put on a marathon, because the one thing about marathons is it's really community oriented. There's a lot of people that get involved. I know it's a structured event. It's going to require a lot of moving parts. We would need to work. I know. We would need to work with the town. We would need to work with Parks and Rec. We would need to get the sponsors, police,
Subcommittee meetings.
subcommittee meetings.
Agents and our company is gonna track the times.
I have some leads on that.
It's not, you have to also, if it's gonna be a sanctioned event.
Yeah.
So if it's gonna be a sanctioned event, you have to figure out to partner up with the Marathon Association. And it's a lot
I
of
know, it's a lot of
moving
moving parts. So I wanted to suggest it to us, to see if you guys were interested in wanting to do it. Everyone I've talked to so far says that they would really appreciate it, because the epilepsy run is gone. Apparently, it hasn't happened in the last 2 years.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah,
the
they
last
didn't
one.
bring it back. So right now, there is no epilepsy run in Miami-Dade County. We'd be the main center, and this would not happen until November. That's when epilepsy month is. So we have basically from January, when we meet again, all the way till November, to get everything lined up, figure out the pricing, figure out the works, asking the town to get involved, and making sure that it's a community event. And know the mayor would be 100% on this, because he loves running. And getting the police involved, picking out the route. We can get sponsors for every checkpoint. And it won't be our whole budget that we're spending on this, and we can get a heck of a lot of publicity for the town and for the board. I wanted to run it by you guys because it's something that, it's not something we have to vote on right now. It's something that we would want to start working on, and I just wanted to see what you guys thought. Do you like the idea?
I like the idea.
Go ahead.
I like the idea, but you say it's in November, and then in December, there's the reindeer.
Run.
It's a 10K or a 5K?
It's 5K.
5K, and you're talking about doing a marathon.
We can do it however you want. It's just, it's the
I
fact that
just want
it's,
the awareness.
it's Epilepsy Awareness Month. There is no epilepsy run anymore. So we would be taking that spot that once existed of the run and being in that target where we were using we're the special needs advisory board, we're focusing on. I was thinking that it would be more than just a marathon. I was thinking we would have, it would be a town event where we could have our booth there, we could have people there. We could do a presentation at the beginning and have 3 people that are in town that are epilepsy survivors come up and talk about their life and raise awareness about it. It could be a 1K, it could be a 3K, it could be a 5K. I don't care, just a run.
Is this something that we can discuss outside of the meeting?
You can do a subcommittee for that.
But what I'm
No,
referring to is,
Well,
we
we
can,
haven't, this is a suggestion, it's a discussion.
yeah, so,
So at this point, it's not an event, it's nothing we've put on the
Yeah,
calendar. to
it's not
vote for.
official.
okay,
So
so
yeah, we
then,
can discuss it outside of the event.
do we need, then with 2 people, I'm thinking one of them is a store, a retail store here in South Florida, South Miami. They organize a lot of triathlons. And then someone else I know that it organizes bike rides and rides. So see
So
how
have
can
an
we,
application.
by,
Have a good Christmas.
everyone will know. Merry Christmas. So talking to them, see what we can do, either work together or they can help us out.
That's
Try
not fun to me. I mean, I have a lot of ideas on this, but I would come back to you guys and my idea was to see if everyone liked the idea. My idea was to put it on the calendar in January and come back to you with a game plan written down. What we would need, who we would need, how much money we would need. Because I already had 3 or 4 talks. I had talks with the people at the last run that I went to. That are timing people that they've done all like 6 different marathons in Miami. They're familiar with the areas. I talked to the police officers at the last run I went to, which was Coconut Creek, and they love their runs, their towns. So I'm sure Miami Lakes is no different.
No, definitely, and I love the idea. And I even if we do a triathlon here, that would be awesome, because the only triathlons here are done at Key Biscayne. They're very popular, but doing a triathlon here in Miami Lakes, that would be
That's
amazing.
fine with me. I just thought the whole idea would be a good idea for us to make a little bit of awareness and to show the town for the folks that suffer from epilepsy, that we know that we're here.
I would also wanna suggest inviting Dominic from Caution CrossFit, because he had come one day with the same idea of doing a type of marathon thing.
He had said doing the games, CrossFit games.
Yeah, CrossFit Games,
I remember that.
but he wanted,
Strongman or something?
yeah, something like that. He wanted to do something like that within the town, and he did help us out with a gala, and when I was here one day, he asked me again, when can I come by again to do something like that, so kind of involving him too, since he did suggest that once before.
Absolutely.
Also,
I think that we were saying triathlon, I think that's a little bit like exclusive.
You're probably thinking an Ironman. No, there's spring.
Turkey trot in Fort Lauderdale, it was like super fun and it was like a ton of families with kids. 'Cause, you know, a 5K, it's like a little bit over 3 miles, so that opens it up for like, you know, you don't really obviously have to be in shape to do a 5K. But when you're talking marathon, triathlon, I feel like that leaves a lot of people out,
Yeah,
you know.
I want this to be simple.
You know, there was a lot of moms with pushing their kids in the stroller, you know.
Very
It's
family
more
friendly.
family oriented when you say like 5K and like. And marathon.
I get it. I'm not talking about an Ironman, because when he said marathon, that's 26 miles.
I used the wrong term then.
Okay,
It makes
yeah.
it like a 5. The idea is, this is some kind of.
The only concern is that it's too close to the reindeer. That was always in the
Well,
south.
that's one.
And
that we-
because since the Ranger one has been going on already, they might be like, okay, I'm not gonna do both, you know what I mean? And they might go more for that one.
From what I hear from these
And we-
runners, they don't care. They want to do one every weekend.
Yeah, I don't think it
Yeah,
would be that,
they don't-
that big of a.
People
Yeah.
who are making 5Ks and Ks and the triathlon.
I was thinking early November, kind of like maybe the first week of November. So we're hitting the end of October. So it's closer to Halloween than it is anything else.
Does it have to be in November?
epilepsy month is November. So
Oh,
the goal was to hit that month, so because we're going for the town, but we're getting the exposure for the entire tri-county, double county area, that this is gonna be a epilepsy run presented by the Special Needs Advisory.
okay, I'm sorry, I Googled a few things. Would it be working towards like walk to end epilepsy? There's already a site set up and it's not necessarily in November, they have it all scattered through the year. Walk to end epilepsy in September, in April, in October.
All of that could be discussed if we like the idea and wanna move forward with it.
Yeah,
My
I
idea-
think November is just gonna be a bad month if we do it in November.
and people that do events like that, 5Ks, 10K,
So,
they don't care every weekend. they'll
That's
do
what she told me. She said she does one every weekend, so. I mean, we can talk about it.
yeah,
But I went to
we can.
15
we're
years
discussing
ago,
this
not
today.
15 years ago, that I was, I don't think.
Table it for February.
February or January?
Oh,
The
January.
5K season came around in November, I was doing 10Ks.
That, we would
No,
do
I
it
don't-
side.
Yeah,
Because if we were doing it again, it's around for January. To, again,
I used to know
the idea of it, create a subcommittee.
let's get done with one subcommittee at a time. Again, I feel that if we keep doing, it, we're gonna be in the same boat that we are, that with, even with the fire, we keep putting more on our plate, and then got a subcommittee, and now in January for this, and
So February,
February after we get our ducks in a row.
okay, February then. Everybody okay with that?
We'll touch base in February for this event.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add it to the February calendar. So we'll move that to old business in February.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are we done?
Yeah,
I have one more, I don't.
we have announcements.
Do it, eh?
Go ahead.
Can you check on our t-shirts?
Yes,
The-
so well, okay, that's actually announcements.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay.
go ahead.
Wait, are we done with the businesses?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because I was gonna ask about the bicycle events that we had, didn't we have a bicycle event?
no, that we canceled that
Okay.
because they finally decided to do it. 2 days, it was 2 days after our meeting. So we didn't even involve ourselves.
Yeah,
The bike rodeo.
yeah.
We had been talking
Oh.
at the beginning of the year about having special needs bikes at the bike rodeo. And since the beginning of the year, they were telling us they don't know if they're gonna do it. And then we had our meeting, and at the meeting, we were in the meeting, they decided they were gonna do it. It was gonna be 2 days after our meeting was over. And I was like, well, there was no way we can even get a bike there. So
Yeah.
we just skipped it. We'll have to do it for next year.
Okay, yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah. Anyone else for announcements besides Gabby? Gabby.
So, Sabrina Stanley, she has a small business that provides services like tutoring, advocacy, parent empowerment, and coaching to children with special needs and their families. And she wanted to come to this meeting and bring flyers, but she's not here. So we'll see. I'll follow up about that. So you had asked me about the sandwich boards. So sandwich boards with clear pockets, one that's 24 inches by 36 is $235.
24 inches by 36 inches in height. So 24 inches width,
Yes,
how much?
and then it's $235.
That's including the artwork or no artwork?
No,
This
no,
is-
it's just the
Clear
same,
pocket.
with like the, yeah.
we would have to provide the poster or whatever goes in it.
And then for the lawn signs, it's about $65 each.
What?
Mm-mm. Yep.
Like the
The lawn
politician signs that they.
The one you
Like
go in
going
the grass.
The grass.
Yeah, like some big ones.
Order them for like $25.
Okay, we're moving on.
The yard one?
$65 only.
Yes.
The last ones I ordered for Jesus 5K was like $25.
Maybe they gave a special price because it was Gigi.
Pre-pandemic.
That's.
Oh, the pre-pandemic was May. That was in May 21st, and I did the 5K.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Okay, and so I think it was Jesse that just sent me like last week or something, the updated proposal, the Dojo program.
Yes,
So, I don't know if you had already sent it to Parks, but either way, I sent it.
I did, because whatever we have to send them to you, and then that, or, you know, you work it, like, I don't know how. Yeah, like,
So, yes, so I sent it to him, or to them. And so the polo shirts, I was just waiting.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Wait, yeah, I
Did
was
they
gonna
say
say-
anything back?
Yeah,
They
so
have
that-
not said it.
That was the thing we talked about the very first, what she read.
No, yeah, the dojo.
When did
but
you send
to
it? Do
Know
you
what
remember?
they said.
No, they haven't said anything yet.
do you remember when you sent it?
Last week,
Okay. Next week, follow up.
and, for the polo shirt, I was just waiting for John's approval, because we got the estimate. It'll be for the 7 polo shirts, $243.66.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Did we already budget that or we need to do that now?
We did budget some like.
Can I get a quote? Can I submit a quote for the sandwich board and the loan sign?
You would like to order one?
No,
Or-
no,
He
no,
wants to get his own quote.
To bring you a quote to get the pricing.
Oh, I mean, you guys just asked me to get it, so. I'm giving you the information.
Okay, I'd say whether we voted on it before or not, just because I don't remember actually voting on
On
a
amount.
price.
No, we didn't.
Exactly.
We didn't have an
So
amount.
let's just do it now.
Yeah, we never voted on a price. We will.
I know we voted to,
What you
like,
said.
yes,
Get it
we're gonna
done.
sure,
The total was 243 with 66 cents.
4366.
and that would be community awareness, right? Because we're making.
Yeah. I motion to allocate $243.66 to the town of Miami Lakes out of
Those
community
tags.
awareness.
That's included
That's the
that.
total
That's the total that they gave.
for the
Okay.
polos.
Would I have our names?
I know none of them have our names.
To check.
I second. I
Second.
All those in favor?
Sorry. I think we're actually like.
Getting a shirt after a year.
Told you, it's been a really weird
It's
year.
been approved since July of art, cause I actually.
It's actually the first year. Anything?
I have a few more months.
So, you said, okay, so the total amount, from the community awareness fund, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And,
And I-
yes. And as I saw your email today, so I just reached out. So our January meeting has been moved for January 11th, not the 4th. Only for.
Oh, yeah,
special
yeah,
meetings.
yeah.
Okay, I sent out an email, but just.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
5:30.
You scared me. I thought
January,
it was changed
was it?
from the 11th.
11.
No, it's January 11th at 5:30.
That's the second Wednesday,
Yes.
Yeah. Anything
and we
else?
will end on time because my meeting's afterwards.
Yes, there is a meeting after.
Oh, there is?
And-
On
Not
on the 11th there
11th.
is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, I thought there was.
No, no,
Sorry.
sorry. And then just following up, do we need more stickers?
No, you have plenty of stickers.
Okay, so you just have them.
Yeah, they're in that bag that you have. You have all the stuff still?
Yeah, it's in my car.
Okay, you wanna just give it to me or
The
not?
ones that we were putting on
I don't know how good of an idea the stickers.
the
are
DNA kits.
being in a car because of the heat. I'm just saying.
No, I don't think it affects
No,
us.
it doesn't affect-
Like the glue doesn't dry out.
It's on the wax paper.
Okay.
I mean,
Anyone
that
else
days that,
Have any announcements?
Can I have a question? I have a question. Who's this lovely gentleman sitting here patiently?
I-
he's from the health task, mental health task.
Well, if I can have the floor, I just take a minute to get done. I'm a visitor.
So he came by, he wanted to actually, see how we kind of, do like the minutes. Since he's the secretary of the mental health task force,
Ah.
so.
So with that, today was our second meeting and I find out at 4 that it was canceled. Sort of like our trend, when I tried to volunteer with the Public Safety Committee and then it was tapped out. So I found out that the Mental Health Committee didn't have any members. So I actually signed up and it took me like 4 months to get on board and to get this going. So long story short here, I just happened to find a sponsor that may want to work with us in our mental, our task force, mental health task force, and the sponsor provided me with some whole cuts, fruits, cookies, flan. Because I believe that in future events, when we have food, people will come. So my committee is out and you're all to gain, so please help yourself.
You have me a plan, so.
Thank you so much.
No, the pleasure's all mine. I really thank you all for having me here and to sit in. I was.
You're welcome, anytime. Bring fly. You're welcome.
I just know that the committee cannot surpass what you guys are doing for the community. I love Miami Lakes, many years in this community. And it's my haven when I get out of the Miami jungle and I end up here. It's like my whole life is different. And I want to make sure that this community stays that way. And the officer may agree with me is that mental health and people with emotional problems are the dynamics of mental health is changing. And it's due to COVID, it's due to many things. And what we like to bring to this town is that, like with your child, that they're able to comprehend his behavior and how to work with him, is that our businesses in Miami Lakes can learn and can cope with employees that have mental health issues, so they can be referred to the proper mental health agencies or, behavior modifications that they need. And then the businesses that are here that are working with traffic coming in and out on occasion, they may find somebody that's really on the verge of becoming hostile or aggressive. How can they sort of control the situation and try not to escalate it before PD arrives? So that's what we would like to bring to the table. And that's pretty much, like crisis intervention. And then if it gets ugly and the police has not yet arrived, I'll to humanely take this person out of commission, put him on the floor and hold him to make sure he doesn't hurt himself or someone else in the establishment. So our plans are short. Our programs are going to be realistic, maybe 3 next year. But I thank you for your time. You're welcome to reach me. My information is with this young lady here, Gabriela. Please help
And what
yourself.
was your name again?
I'm Laureano Fernandez. They call me Larry.
You know how to spell it?
It's like that, please. Laureano.
Don't mention your name, at least say letter.
You're close?
No, I said Laurelio. That's my AKA. Laureano. Let's put Larry. Larry Fernandez. Larry Fernandez. See, any questions that you may have?
We will have
Yeah,
in the future, I
I
guarantee.
think we can be working together in a lot of events.
I think everything here, it's gonna meet and it's gonna be the wheels are all gonna meet and we're gonna make this happen because at the end of the day, we're handing this community out to our kids. And, it's sad when mile away from here, you get an officer shot with some deal, was on duty. It's sad when you
Again,
find
it's
2
a-
kids were murdered over by Publix because their dad had mental health
yeah.
issues. So that's something that cannot happen on our watch, and not while we're here.
We're all here.
Amen. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays.
Thank you for the plan, that's.
Oh, no, you're gonna enjoy everything there. By the way, they are Morrison Healthcare. They hire, they run all the kitchen and most of the major hospitals in the United States, and they're basically international. So if there's a hospital in Guam, they probably run the kitchen. They run the kitchens at FIU. So they will become one of our sponsors per se. And for you, I have to say, I remember doing a marathon here about 30 years ago when I was with Anheuser-Busch, and Natural Light was the sponsored beer. And then everybody was running in Miami Lakes, and instead of drinking water at every point, they were drinking Natural Light. How you like that?
That sounds good to me. I'm from St. Louis, so Anheuser-Busch is my.
Same joy.
Well, it's here at 7:36, I call it in the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's over.
Hit the button.